In 2019, we had the displeasure to be graced with one of the worst blockbuster films I've ever seen, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. This film has too many problems to list. You've heard them all already. The film is 5 years old and it's been dissected to death. Instead, I want to talk about one specific scene that stands out to me. The scene in question is the scene that Ben and Han Solo share towards the end of the film. This scene feels like nothing we've seen in the trilogy so far. This scene picks up after Kylo has absolutely gotten his shit kicked in. He's defeated on the remains of the Death Star, but this is his lowest point in the trilogy. He's lost, and he has no one left. As he stares out into the roaring oceans, he's greeted by a familiar voice. Hesitantly turning around, he's faced with the man he killed, his father. He responds with a slight tilt in his voice that his son is dead, to which Han replies that no, Kylo Ren is dead. In a heartbreaking tone, Ben tells him that he's just a memory, to which Han Solo replies warmly that he's your memory. Han then asks his son to come home, that despite his mother being gone, what she stood for, what she fought for, and what she believed in aren't gone. Ben Solo then repeats his line from Episode 7, telling the memory of his father that he knows what he has to do, but he doesn't know if he has the strength to do it. Han silently caresses his son's face before letting out a gentle, "You do." Ben gets emotional, before saying "Dad" in an emotional tone. The camera cuts to Han, where he lets out a somber, warm, and loving "I know," just like his iconic line in Episode 5. Ben then turns around, throwing his red cross guard lightsaber into the ocean. As he turns around, his father's gone. This entire exchange is just a little over 2 minutes, and by no means does it save the film, but everything about this scene stands out to me. The cinematography in this is the best in the movie. You get these beautiful wide shots of both characters. The color grading really reflects what Ben is feeling. The complete lack of music as we hear the waves crash in the ocean as background noise during this conversation. But most importantly, it's the performances. Adam Driver is a marvelous actor. He's genuinely talented. But in this trilogy, he was barely utilized. This scene fully lets him shine. These moments of silence between the characters where they can fully express their emotions. You get to see Ben's eyes tear up. You can see the hesitation in his face, the regret. All the emotions come out, and on the other hand, Harrison Ford gives what I believe one of his best performances. This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I was never captivated by his performance as Han in the original trilogy. He's talked about it in books and interviews, but he was really just doing it for the paycheck. But in this scene, he's acting his heart out. He bounces off his warm, natural charisma off of Adam's performance so well. This scene encapsulates themes of forgiveness, redemption, and the enduring bond between father and son. It's a reminder of the power of love and memory. It perfectly reminds me why I fell in love with the series in the first place. It was the dual sun scene in New Hope. It's one of the most iconic shots in cinema history, but the nuance in that scene speaks to me. Yes, Luke is the chosen one. Yes, he is a space wizard with magic powers. And yes, he is the hero of the story, but he has ambitions, he has dreams, he has feelings, he's human. You can relate to him in that moment, and I felt the same way watching this. Seeing Ben be hurt, vulnerable, and getting comforted by the memory of his father is the most realistic thing that happens in this trilogy. We all have a memory of a person that can comfort us when times are tough. We all hit rock bottom one way or the other, but Ben finding the strength to move forward inspires me as a person. This scene really makes me wonder what went wrong with this movie. This scene feels like someone else worked on it and then sent it to J.J. Abrams. Out of all the bad decisions he made while making this movie, why is this one so good? While The Rise of Skywalker may not be a cinematic masterpiece, this scene between Ben and Han Solo is a shining example of what the film could have been. It's a powerful moment that resonates deeply, showcasing the potential for emotional storytelling in the Star Wars saga. This scene was an amazing send-off to the character of Han Solo, and a great narrative way to bring Ben back to the light side. You can call it fan service almost, but it doesn't make it a bad scene. And it also does a great job of honoring the memory of the legendary Carrie Fisher.